Let's go.
And I would say at this current point, Drake has outplayed Jacoby.
What have I been saying from the absolute get-go? But some of you would not listen. Some of you. Drake Maye is the guy in New England. So, young quarterback, backed up, 2nd and 18 after a bad snap. What does Drake Maye do? Well, he doesn't panic, okay? He's like, all right, we're not going to get all the yards back here. He decides to play quickly and hit Jalen Polk on the out. Look at this ball location. Bang. Of course, you would like it to be a little bit lower, but it's high and away from the DB, and that's a good job by Polk fighting him off and gaining a few extra yards here. And then I had to deal with you guys when I basically said Drake Maye is more mobile than Joe Milton, who is a decent athlete. Drake Maye isn't Jaden Daniels as a runner, but he's pretty daggum good. It's 3rd and 14. He doesn't feel like anything is open, and then he decides to tuck and run it. Very good pocket presence to step up in here. But you see, he still has work to do. Okay, this is zone coverage, right? 3 guys he's got to beat here to pick up these yards, and he's able to squeeze through just enough to pick up the yards needed. And then, wow, okay, towards the end here, he gets a hand right in his face. Ugh. 2nd and 2. One thing that a lot of these quarterbacks had to get used to was being under center. Play action game could be a QB's best friend. This is honestly just a really, really good read right here by Drake Maye. Step up into this pocket, 2 hands on the football, waited for the shallow crosser, and actually, look at this. I would love to see the end zone angle of this. It looks like he's actually looking vertical, and then at the very last second decides to throw this cross. Was this a no-look pass? Like, I'm being serious. It looks like, because you could just see that this defender is actually going this way, and at the last second he decides to throw over here. I actually thought he was throwing over here, but he hits Jalen Polk even deeper down the field, and look at that. Okay, that I don't think it was a no-look, but it looked pretty daggum good. Hitting that deep crosser. 2nd and 12. Once again, you don't need to pick up all the yardage here. They are bringing a second-level blitz. Okay, DB is playing this far off. Just hit the comeback route right here and make it a manageable 3rd. That's a really good throw. Really good catch right there by 11. Actually, it was a little bit of a bobble. All right, 3rd and 8. And this was a major criticism of Drake Maye in college is in the pocket. He does have a tendency to give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll. And drift away. Okay?
Stop it. Get some help.
I didn't need to do all that. He does have a tendency to drift, but sometimes he drifts to get closer to the target. Okay, or give him a better angle to throw to the target. Okay, I know it's very cut off, little pump fake here, and he still has the arm strength to throw this football right back to number 3, and he's able to pick up a 1st down. Y'all, this is really good stuff. First off, give a lot of credit to the Patriots pass protectors. I mean, look, Drake Maye saw that this DB was playing off, and he actually decides to throw to his running back here on the comeback route. The DB actually sees it, so semi-dangerous throw, but he gets it there. Elite arm strength, and the running back is able to get upfield and score. Really good stuff right here, and now we just need you to get in there, and he does. Lift off, baby. One thing I don't understand why teams don't do this is pre-snap motion. Okay, so Patriots in a heavier personnel grouping, this is called an unbalanced line. Okay, so they actually brought in an extra offensive lineman as a tight end, and they also have a tight end here. So in theory, this is 12 personnel, but it's not, right? Unbalanced line. Okay, play action fake here. You get a motion, and so you know this is man coverage, and they're trying to hit something deep. Okay, it is indeed cut off. And we also get a cleat on the ground. It's Drake Maye's cleat, okay? Cleats on the ground. So barefoot Drake Maye, I would have loved to have seen him actually uncork this thing. But at the very last second, I want you to see first off, I don't know what his hand size was. That is amazing grip to not lose this ball because that would, in theory, potentially be a fumble. But at the last second, he sees that this running back who he initially play action to has space, and he decides to just throw it in a semi-dirty pocket and hit him for a pretty nice gain here on first down. That's really, really, really good awareness. And now the Patriots are cooking yet again. All right, 2nd and 11. The Patriots' protection, for the most part for Drake, had actually been pretty good. This is actually a really good counter move right here by 91. Throw him off of you, just a little swim, hit that elbow. All right, and this is a big benefit of Drake Maye. He's huge, right? I mean, this guy is an absolute unit. So he can really see over these linemen, all right? And this is him as vertical as you'll ever see a defensive lineman. So he's able to still throw over the top of this guy and still feel confident enough in the pocket to fully step up into it while getting crushed throwing this comeback route. And look, folks, at this ball location. It's really good, okay? While you're getting hit, obviously it could be better, but all things considered, that is a really, really, really good job right there to get that ball back to Thornton. And I know it was incomplete. All right, 2nd and 11, and Commanders are in what looks at the beginning to be cover 6, actually turns into single high or middle of the field closed. And Drake Maye decides to work this slant here. And, accuracy issues are there with Drake, and he just missed it. Obviously, that looks like a miscommunication. Maybe he thought he was just going to sit right here. But you're going to get some of that here, especially in year 1. All right, so I am in the middle on this rep. Please correct me, you guys, if I'm wrong. The first thing is a little weird, no play action fake, and the reason is because 36 saw that this guy was blitzing. That's a good job by 36, finding the protection and getting here, okay? This is decent protection. Obviously, that's a lot of bull mixed in there. And Drake really sits in to allow this play to develop. And essentially, and you'll see it here on the throw, it's pretty amazing he's still able to get that much strength without fully being able to step into it. But what the Patriots decided to do was run a deep over, a shallow over, and another shallow over. And as you can see, it's just basically covered. All right, there is nothing open. So he tries to fit this ball to KJ Osborne. There is a tiny window here, but should he have thrown this? I don't know, because it was almost a pick, okay? Does a better receiver get to this ball right here? I would say yes. I mean, that's not the absolute worst ball location, all things considered. But that's a throw into double that you probably really don't want to make. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong down below. All right, same drive, you get a holding penalty, and now it's 2nd in Bethesda. And it's a mess, right? You're barely getting this play off. You're struggling to get aligned. And Drake Maye gets penalized because Jalen Reagor is still a thing. This is a ridiculous, ridiculous throw. Now, before I show you the throw, there's going to be smarter QB guys that will discuss a lot of these double pumps. There were a lot of these kind of double pump kind of throws with Drake Maye, and that's a thing that's going to be a lot harder to get away with when you're actually playing versus starters, right? Because timing is just such a big thing. And you'll see it right here. It's just a little bit of a pump. You see, he decided to throw it and then, added a little extra beat for Reagor. And look at this ball location. Bang. Perfect. Away from this DB, so it's not a medicine ball. And that would have allowed Reagor to get upfield and potentially make him miss, at least fall forward for a few extra yards. Well, he decided to be Jalen Reagor, and he Jalen Reagored it. All right, 1st and 5. Love this thought process here by Drake Maye. 1:25 left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 5. Let's see if we can get a chunk play here. And you'll see Drake Maye decide to uncork this thing down the sideline. tight spiral, he just leads Javon Baker a little too far, okay? But I like the recognition. Move ahead to the 2nd and 7. And you notice one thing Drake Maye did throughout. He threw the football to the press coverage side quite a bit, whether it was a go ball or whether it was a comeback route. And once again, he does love to wait till the very last second to throw the football. Lots of pocket climbing. Look at this with the guy right there. Throws the ball to this comeback route. Bang! Right in the chest. And that's really good recognition right here by Javon Baker to get upfield and then pin himself to the sideline. Good stuff. 1st and 20, yet again, Drake Maye having to overcome a few mistakes. He steps up into this pocket. There's a bull rush right up the middle, but the pocket is still really good. And Drake works the out, okay? Ball location, good. KJ Osborne makes a really good catch and is able to get out of bounds. All right, so we get to the 2nd and 15, and this was something we brought up in our Bryce Young film study, all right? The spacing of some of these routes are a little weird, okay? Some of it could be a miscommunication, and one thing you do see Drake Maye do a lot of for a young quarterback is a lot of scanning and processing, okay? Starting off looking right, then working back to the left. I really want to get the all-22. As you can see, nothing's open. He's trying to just find the most open guy. But what I want to show you here is the spacing, all right? Do you really want two guys in the same vicinity? I don't know where exactly he's throwing this football here either. This is a pretty clear throwaway, if you ask me. Just chunk it into, the stands. But that is just not a good throw, okay? I mean, there's basically nothing I can really add to this other than why are you not starting this guy? I mean, this is just ridiculous, okay? Lose contained, but they lost contained to the left side, which is better versus a right-handed quarterback. But you know what Drake Maye said? Carter, forget that. I could throw against my body. And, wow. I understand that this guy is wide the frick open, but that's just some of the playmaking ability that Drake Maye gives you. Now, this was brought back for a holding penalty, but man, oh man, you're just probably not getting that with Jacoby Brissett. Then on 3rd and 15, Drake Maye gets back into the pocket and decides to throw just something very simple. And obviously, in this situation, you want... Ooh, that was a big hit that Osborne took. Obviously, for Washington, you want to call a timeout so they can't just chunk a Hail Mary.
And I would say at this current point, Drake has outplayed Jacoby. Now I'm saying that we have to take in the full body of work, going all the way back to the spring and the beginning of training camp, and we'll see where we end up. But those are the conversations that will happen here over the next couple of days.
Alrighty, so Mayo has kind of been a little unclear on this, if we're being fair. He's flip-flopped, actually, in the last 24 on the Drake Maye, Jacoby Brissett situation. Now, we can be clear, and, I'm cheering for Joe Milton because, obviously, like I've said, I did a lot of Tennessee stuff on my SEC channel. But the truth is, Drake Maye is the best quarterback on this roster, and I do think you should start him. Now, I don't think it's clear-cut. Number one, Jacoby Brissett is dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue. And then number two, this Patriots supporting cast might be the worst in the NFL. I don't love the receivers. I don't love the offensive line. I do like the running backs with Antonio Gibson, Kevin Harris, and Ramajay Stevenson. But the truth is, I still think you should just start him. Now, comment below your thoughts. There are some other Drake Maye videos floating in your face, and we'll talk to you soon. It is Power Hour NFL Boom. And tonight, we're doing steaks. Let's go.